he has an affinity for lobster rolls.
True?
That's true, but I don't know what that has to do with it.
Oh,
so
but you're
as
gonna
I
hear.
was walking on the casino floor, I saw a slot machine that had a lobster on it. So I thought it would be a good idea to play the lobster roll machine, or the lobster machine, I should say.
Okay.
So I used his $11 at the slot machine.
This is the plaintiff, Sean. He says he gave his coworker, the defendant, $11 to gamble in Las Vegas, and the guy texted him saying he won $5,000 playing blackjack. He texted him back asking how much he was owed on the $11 investment and got nothing but silence in return. When he got back from the trip, the defendant told him he lost the $11 and made the $5,000 with his own $400. Bottom line, he gave the defendant his lucky $11, which is 2.75% of the $5,000 he won. So he's suing for the $137.50 he's owed. This is the defendant, Matthew. He says the plaintiff found $11 on the ground and gave it to him to gamble with in Las Vegas. The guy's a big fan of lobster rolls, so he found a lobster slot machine and played it, but lost. When he gets back to the office, the plaintiff starts demanding he give him a portion of his winnings from playing blackjack with his own money. Huh? That's so ridiculous, but hey, it's a free country, so go for it. He's accused of winning big and not sharing.
All parties, please use your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Sean and Matthew. Sean, you're suing Matthew for $137.50 because you want a percentage of his winnings in Vegas.
Correct.
And you feel you're entitled to it because you found $11 in the gym and you handed it to him. Tell me what happened here.
Sure. So we're colleagues.
What kind of place do you work? You don't have to name
An
the place.
office.
But what kind of office? It does what generally?
Insurance.
Insurance? Okay.
Yes.
How long have you two worked together?
About 7 years.
Okay.
Friends before then, worked proximity associates, everything was great. He was taking a trip to Vegas this one day in December. I was downstairs earlier in the day at the gym, which is in our office, stumbled across $11 on the ground, a 10 and a 1. During the day, Matt was going around asking everybody, hey, if you want to put in a bet, let me know. I'll put whatever on black.
Why do people do that?
I don't know.
I have a friend who does that, and like you just want to spread your joy of your Vegas joy, your Vegas juju, because it can only lead to trouble where the person says, "Well, how do I know you didn't lose my money, that you didn't win with my money?" Like what?
I think that's my understanding of it now. So I didn't. I think just because I was going there, just wanted to ask anybody if they wanted to place the bets. I know a few of my colleagues do like to gamble every once in a while. So
Did anybody else place bets?
No, they did not.
So what my friend does is he'll say, "I'm going to put your money down on such and such at the black," and then he'll text him, "You won. You want to let it ride, or you want me to?" I'm like, why would you want to do that when you're in Vegas? Sit there, text back and forth, not. I don't get it.
I don't disagree.
I guess it's sweet. I mean, you want to bring your joy to other people. I don't know. You want to. Okay, so what did you do with his $11 or the gym's $11? Right. Somebody else's $11.
Right.
How did nobody say, "Wait, that was my $11. I want in on this"? Like nobody else in the office claimed the $11 they lost.
It's very true. So I was in Las Vegas for several days. So each of the days I had gambled my own money, winning and losing a little bit.
Yeah, but how do you separate his $11? What'd you do?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, does the plaintiff have a leg to stand on when he says the $11 he gave the defendant made the defendant win $5,000? What do you say?
I think it depends on how much he bet over the course of the night. If he bet $1,000, how do you know the $11 was that $11?
What's the flaw in that analysis?
That he gave it to him not knowing what he was going to do with it.
Something else.
It was a gift.
It wasn't a gift. No, I'm going to do one more. It was not a gift.
Well, I think he should just get his $11 back.
Okay. Yeah, that'll make him happy going inside the courtroom.
So he had a crumpled up 10 to 1, and I had Chris $20 bills.
So I was very easily able to distinguish
No,
between the two.
I mean, like, how do
I thought you meant literal.
his smelled like gym socks, mine didn't. I meant, how do you distinguish his $11 bet? What do you do?
So he has an affinity for lobster rolls.
True?
That's true, but I don't know what that has to do with this.
Oh,
So
but you're
as
gonna
I
hear.
was walking on the casino floor, I saw a slot machine that had a lobster on it. So I thought it would be a good idea to play the lobster roll machine, or the lobster machine, I should say.
Okay.
So I used his $11 at the slot machine. After a few spins, it came up broke, and the $11 was gone.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That is how it works.
You could either gamble or I could just hand you my wallet when I get to Vegas and, you can just give it back to me, Ante. So how do you know what he's saying is not true?
I don't, but I do know that the money I found was lucky, and I think winning $5,000 is a little bit of luck. So
you feel like you brought him luck
I think so, and he would admit that I think
and
that
therefore he owes you?
I think that's correct. And
Do you
When
two
does-
talk? Go ahead.
When does the luck end, though? Does it just go on forever? Do I owe him? Do I owe him my
I don't
firstborn
know.
because I
You
got
owe him
lucky?
your firstborn. You meet a nice girl, you owe him her friend.
Exactly. Where does it stop?
Where does it end? Where does it? Sean, I love you. Thank you for bringing a little joy into my world today. But boy, okay, why would you? Wait, is that yours?
yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Demonstrative aids. What you got going there?
Well, okay. First, I have, just in case you were wondering how I came up with what I feel like I'm owed.
Okay, $11 of the
Awesome.
400. Hold on.
So, do you want to
Right, the math. Go ahead. No,
Yeah.
$11 is what I gave Mr. Lynn. 400 is what he claims he started with. 5,000 are his winnings, and therefore the 11 would represent a certain percentage of the 400, and that's how he comes up with 137.29.50. 137.50.
Right.
I got that. You got anything else?
I didn't know if you were going to ask if we were friends before this or not. I do have a picture of us being friends now.
Yeah, let me see a picture of you being friends. Because I want.
gotta be worth something.
I pretty much have seen a picture of when you guys stop being friends because it's right in front of me. Okay. All right, there's
This
you
was
two
better
being
times.
friends.
I mean, now we work together, but we don't talk, so I don't know if you wanted
Is that awkward for everybody else? Go ahead and go back to your spot. Is that awkward for everybody else that you two don't talk now?
No, I mean, it's an office. There's a good amount of people there. We have a good working relationship.
Have the guys in the office placed bets on who's going to win at the People's Court? Did that happen?
Well, we haven't disclosed that to anybody.
You haven't disclosed that?
No.
The cat's out of the bag.
I also have text messages.
Oh, let's see.
Do you want me to?
Nope.
No, you
want
got
the
my
phone or
bailiff.
you want this? Is good.
It's fine on the paper.
Okay. Thanks, Beth.
And then there's another one here. So there's two different.
Yeah, they're basically the text messages,
Timelines.
unless you're going to show me something new. I read them and they basically just say, well, half of
Photo.
it I don't understand what you guys are talking about.
Well, it's some talk about baseball trades and the Yankees, but
Right.
it's a picture of his $5,000 the night that he won, me asking how much he was going to give me, him telling me nothing.
Right. It's kind of what's happening right now.
yeah.
May I clarify something, Judge?
Yeah.
So the $5,000 was the actual jackpot, but after taxes, it comes down to about $3,300. Point of clarification there.
Point of clarification. Do you guys have the same boss?
Yes.
Does your boss know you're here?
No.
Listen, Sean,
Yeah.
here's the thing. You were asking me, how much did it cost you to file, by the way, to file this case?
$47 or something?
Cost you $47 to file, to claim $137 on $11 you found.
It's not about the money.
I beg your pardon?
It's not about the money for me.
Kind of is, isn't it?
No, it's about the principle at this point.
Is it? All right, because
Can I just add something?
Yeah, yeah.
After he said no to giving me anything, I said, well, then at least give me the 11 back. He wouldn't even do that.
right.
So that's why we're here today. Is
Okay,
just to,
so let's talk about that. When he says give me the 11 back, why wouldn't you give him the 11 back? The principal?
Certainly. So he gave me the money with the intention of
gamble.
potentially winning or losing. That money was used in a losing fashion. So why would I return money to him that was lost in the faith that he wanted me to do so?
I guess it's principal for the both of you. All right, let me, here's a problem with this kind of contract is you basically come into court and saying, did not, did to. How can you ever disprove that he gambled away and lost? That's usually what happens. Just because he won, like you're making it sound like you giving him $11 to gamble means that you have a claim to to that percentage of whatever he wins. That's a totally different contract than the one you guys entered into. The one you guys entered into is actually, here's $11, gamble it. That's the one you guys entered into. But what you want, if the guy had won $1 million, you'd want 2.47% of his $1 million. And that's not the agreement you guys had.
I think the fact that it was a lucky $11 should have something to do with this.
Okay, I'm going to go down there and smack you upside the head if you say that. Well, a lucky $11. How do you figure that his winnings are anything more than random? Okay, like you think that you bestowed like the juju of luck on his brain, and that then he goes over there, and if it were for his $11 that he found on the gym floor, you wouldn't have won it. Come on.
Yes, I do believe that.
Okay, I'm sure you do. Okay, but he needs the $11 so he can put it down for therapy, all right? So that we can kind of move on from this perceived indignancy that you have that he did you wrong when he didn't. I mean it. He really did, kidding aside, because you guys are young and, you know, I have this whole patina of age thing and experience. I need you guys to listen to me. He didn't do you wrong. I know you think you're right. You're wrong legally, but I think you're wrong also morally. I mean, because when you give 11 measly dollars to a guy and say, gamble it for me, you don't really have a right to say, I want 2.47% of it. You're not on good ground here. So you guys should get over it and be friends again. And if you're not, too bad, so sad. But I wouldn't get money from other people for bets anymore. It's just, you're just asking for trouble. All right, good luck.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Well, Sean loses his effort to get $137. That is a portion of Matthew's winnings. Was it worth filing this cause?
I think so.
I mean, you obviously the friendship is gone right now.
That's true, yeah.
Over.
That's true. Gone. But at this point, there's a clear winner and loser, and unfortunately I lost, so that's the way it...
But I mean, don't you think it's logical? You could have lost in Vegas, that $11 into
Sure.
the machine, disappears like that.
Right, but I helped him win $5,000, I think, so...
Maybe not. It's hit 400.
Well... Okay.
You can't be convinced, can you?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Well, that's all right. Well,
you
thank
lost.
you.
Okay, good luck to you. I'm sorry you've blown the friendship here.
right,
That's a
appreciate
shame. Matthew, come on out here. What were you shocked when he sued you or not?
Very shocked. I'm not surprised, but I was shocked.
I can't blame you. Do you think there's any hope for this friendship? Or really, is it? What does everybody else think about this?
Well, not many people know about this. So, you know, when we go back to the office and talk about things, they're
Yeah.
going to know about it. They're going to see that the good side won.
Yeah. This is very interesting. It's going to be interesting hearing the reaction.
Oh, of course. And I can't wait to eat $137 worth of lobster rolls as well.
Good luck. Congratulations. Harvey?
I mean, look, there's no way to prove that the $11 that the defendant bet is the $11 that caused him to win. The fact is, these are terrible ideas, and they destroy relationships all the time. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Michael Daniels. He says he rented an apartment in a house the defendant told him she owned, but he later found out she didn't. The kitchen didn't have appliances in it either, and he decided to move out because too many things seemed fishy. Now he's having a heck of a time getting his rent returned and his security, so he's suing the fake landlord here and now for the $2,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Shanika Dean. She says the plaintiff's a complete liar because she let him stay for free at her husband's house until he could find a place of his own. In fact, that guy's a squatter. She's trying to get him out at this very moment. He never gave her a penny for rent or security. He's a scammer, and she knows that judge is going to see through his lies today. She's accused of pretending to own a house.
All parties, please use your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant is a fake landlord renting a place she didn't even own. But the defendant says the plaintiff is a squatter. It's the case of squatter. He hardly knew her.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Michael Daniels, you are suing Shanika Dean for $2,000 that you want returned to you in rent, security deposit, and money you say you fronted her for appliances, because according to you, she's not even your landlord. What's going on?
I met Shanika Dean about a year or so ago. I was living in Canarsie. I invited her to a barbecue, and she told me that this is a small studio. You deserve better than this. I got a 1-bedroom apartment for you. So I decided to move in. When I moved in, I gave a month's security, month's rent. About 2 weeks later.
Do you have a receipt for that?
No, I don't.
Do you have a lease?
No, I don't. I didn't have a lease.
Do you have any text between you and her from
Yes.
back then?
Yes, I have text stating that she received $500 from me and she's supposed to buy me a stove. Here's a receipt for the stove.
Okay,
She
can I
never
see the
delivered.
text? Can I see the text you just mentioned?
Yes.
So according to you, you paid her $1,500 in first month's.
Security first month rent.
Okay, and did you live there that first month?
Yes.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
I lived there since February.
Are you still living there?
Yes.
Oh, you haven't left?
No.
Okay.
She kicked in my door twice. I have documentation stating that it's off the hinges as we speak. Monday afternoon, I received telephone calls stating that she kicked in my door. When I got there, 2 police cars was there. I had damage to my door as we speak. It's off the hinges now. But I want to show you the documentation that she don't own the property.
Okay, first I
got
want to see the
leases.
text where that you mentioned you had. I'd like to see that.
Text. You want to see the text? Okay.
Can I ask you in the meantime, what's going on? Did you rent this place to him?
He's straight lying. I was helping him. He didn't have a place to live. Yes, he supposed to gave me rent, but he's living in there, not paying rent, changing locks. So
Did he ever pay you that first month's rent
no,
and
he
the
did
security
not. He's
deposit?
lying. He's lying.
Did
He didn't
you-
even have any money.
Did you let him move in without paying you anything?
Yes, I did.
But he's supposed to pay you rent?
Yes, he said that he was going to give it to me, but he changed the locks on me, and I couldn't get
I
in
need
the
you to
building.
find the text, not stare her down. Find the text. I need to see that. Say that again?
He changed the locks on me, so I wasn't able to get in the building. They kept calling the cops on me to try to
You weren't
keep
able
me-
to get in the building.
Yes.
Hold on one second. Describe the building. Do you live there as well?
No, I used to stay there. It's my uncle's building.
Thank
Yeah, okay. Can you ask her?
No, I need you not to interrupt me. Is your uncle alive?
Yes, he is.
Does your uncle know you're here?
Yes, he do.
Do you own the place?
No, I don't. He does.
Did you ever own the place?
No, I'm trying to work. We trying to get it, like, working on it now for me.
What does that mean?
Me and my uncle, something that me and my uncle's doing. He's trying to put everything in my
Is your
name.
uncle here?
No, he couldn't make it today.
But he knows you're here?
Yes.
So if I were to call him right now, he wouldn't be shocked?
You're not gonna be able to get in touch with him right now
Why not?
because you're not. He's
I need you to calm
he's
down.
not around right now.
Why is he not around?
He's just not around right now.
Where is he?
He's not around right now. He's taking care of his business.
What
He's
business?
an old man. I don't know.
How old is he?
60 something, 66.
Oh, he's just decrepit. It's a wonder he should be in the Smithsonian. 66. When did you move in?
February 1st.
January.
Okay, everybody be quiet for a second, please. That's interesting. So I see text from you in January. You say he's a squatter, but there's text from you in January where you're telling him you can't hold it for him if you can't afford the money. I'll give you a room for $750, but you got to give me $1,500 to move in if you don't have all the money. Now give me what you got and the rest later. I'll do that for you because you're good people.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like you're charging him, not that you were helping him out.
No, I was going to charge him. That was my intentions, but he never want to pay me. He
Except
don't
for that
pay
you're
me.
telling him that's the money he has to come up with if he wants to live there because you got 2 other people looking at it. So it sounds like you charged him.
Yeah, I was
So
charging.
you find out that she's not the landlord how?
It was documentation on the steps.
They opening up
Let me
my
see.
uncle's mail.
Documentation on the steps. And also this
What
was
does
on-
that mean, documentation on the steps?
It's a vacant building, so
I don't know what you mean.
the
A notice was posted,
on the steps.
open,
Open.
not an envelope. It was
Open.
posted.
Open. And no gas.
Who's Mohammed?
My uncle.
There's a lien by the tax authority on the building of a huge amount. Did you know that?
Yes, I'm working on paying it now, and I'm going down there tomorrow to
How
take
much do
care of
you
it.
think it is?
I know that it's $23,000, but he can make payment arrangements. That's his business. That's none of Michael's business. Michael had no business to even open up his mail. Because the mail don't come that way. It comes with an envelope.
Yeah,
and he
no, it's
opened it.
bent up. Number one, it's bent up. Number two, there's no hole in it from having been posted. So you may be right, but I have no idea. Yeah, you kind of have no business opening up other people's mail, and this was bent. So I don't know how it is that you would see it, but the point is he did see it. And you don't have an affidavit from your uncle?
Yes, I do. I have an affidavit of a title.
Can I see
I'm
it?
sorry, stop.
I have an affidavit of a title that he owns the building.
No, I mean some authority that you would have to collect rent on it if I, in fact, find that you collected rent. Do you understand? Like, you can't just be a stranger off the street and tell people
I
I'm
have
renting.
a power of attorney.
On what?
On my uncle.
On all of it? On everything or limited?
No.
Let me see it. Yeah, let me see it.
Thank you.
Who's Douglas?
That's me.
No, in the text. Who's Douglas?
Him, that's what he told me his name was.
So you've never accepted a penny from him?
Nope.
Here's your text to him. That's blank up, and you owe me over $600. Helped you many times. Loaning, let you stay here. What do you do for me? My bad, Douglas, but that
We was
S.
talking about somebody
You a real
else.
friend. I got your back as well. Some brother. Where you, I'm in the house. What's your last name? I'm on the phone with them. Legs mess up. Cops. What happened?
I was ordering cable for him. He didn't have the money, so I put it in my name. He told me when he get the money, he was going to pay me for everything, for paying for the cable for him, for loaning him the $100, and pay me for the rent.
Wouldn't he by then have owed you a lot more than $600?
Yes, he would have, yes.
Right,
That
so
ain't me.
why, I'm sorry, was there a question pending for you? So then why would you text, you owe me $600 instead of texting him, you owe me $1,500, you know, whatever
That
it is.
text wasn't for him. I wasn't talking about he owed me the money. We was talking about
You
somebody
owe me
else.
over $600. I'm reading your word. Has anybody gone after you for rent though?
No.
Well, then why
She
would you
says-
get money back for rent
she's
in a
saying
place?
I'm-
Stop and listen. Why would you get money back for rent in a place you lived? What if she is right and she does have? Did you find the power of attorney?
Yeah, I gave it to him.
Okay. Are you a smoker? Man, do you understand how much you have to smoke for this to smell like this? It's like knocking me over. It's gonna kill you,
Excuse
woman.
me, I'm sorry.
It's gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill me, it's gonna kill you.
I'm sorry, I know.
So you see my dilemma.
Just a minute, sir. No, I don't see your dilemma. I see my dilemma. This is dated like yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea if this is authentic or not, but this is in fact a power of attorney. Who did you go to get this done?
I know the Republican.
I know Republic, not publican.
I thought it was supposed to be a seal by the
A
court.
notary. A notary.
No, power of attorney doesn't have to be sealed by the court. It has to be notarized. Exactly.
notary.
She went exactly to the place she needs to go. All right, but how did you get, like, in other words, who printed out this document how'd you get the document? How'd you
friend-
know what to get signed?
A friend of mine.
Who's a lawyer?
No, she just know because she did it with her family member.
Okay. Tell me about the appliances that he's talking about.
He's talking about an
Shoot me.
oven.
I need you to keep touching it so that it doesn't go away. Yeah.
He's showing you a receipt that I text him that I brought with my own money,
Yeah,
an
please.
oven and a refrigerator to put in the apartment, which is not his apartment because he was only supposed to stay in a room. It's for the next door for he could put his food and stuff in it. But he changed the locks on the door, so how do I supposed to bring it? So if you continue...
So what's your plan to get him out of there?
I've served them a 10-day notice to quit. They said that I'm lying. I didn't get it from the courts, and I did.
Who said that you're lying?
The person, him and the person that lives downstairs, they still
Okay,
didn't
first of all, the
leave.
notice to quit doesn't have to come from the court, folks. It has to come from her. That you file the notice to quit, and then if you don't quit, then she gets to go to court. So it does come from her. It comes from
Him
the
and the
computer
cops,
or whatever.
everybody, because a judge is not stamped on it.
No,
they
but judges
said.
don't stamp the first notice to quit. You're wrong about that. So then what? Then what's your plan after that?
I'm going back to court tomorrow,
Okay.
and I'm getting an unlawful detainer.
Because the 10 days have passed?
Yes, it's past. It's supposed to have been May 2nd.
Let me tell you something. If you truly have authority to handle his business, what you need to do is file a notice to evict, and just say he has no right to be there. I don't want him there. He doesn't have a lease, and I don't want him there. Because if you stick to the squatter thing, that's gonna waste you 3 months.
Okay, thank you very
That's
much.
insanity. I don't think the squatter thing is true. I think you did take money from him. And if you don't file a legitimate eviction as a legitimate landlord, you're going to have a problem. And it's just more and more time is going to pass. If you file a legitimate eviction, whether your position is he's paid you or he hasn't paid you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether he's paid you or not paid you. It matters that you don't want him there and he doesn't have a lease. But you got to file the right notice, which is,
Notice to evict.
Yeah. And you
Thank you.
And it's a 30. It's to be really clean about it. You file a 30-day notice, because if you file a 30-day notice, then he has zero right to still be there if he's not paying rent, and you file a 30-day or a 5-day notice for non-payment. But the way you're doing it, you're not handling his stuff properly. If in fact you're entitled to handle his stuff properly.
The court told
Let
me
me
to put
talk
it that
about
way.
because you said he's a squatter, but
Excuse me, Judge.
then you got to prove squatting. And then if you fail to prove squatting, you got to start all
Notice
over.
to evict. I heard what you said.
What is this right here? This is sales order. This is $500 that you say you gave for appliances. According to you, did anybody give you $500 for appliances?
No.
So do you think somebody would give $2,000 to a landlord without getting a receipt, $2,000 in cash? Does that make sense?
No, no sense. I think I will spend my money in a lot of activities, not in the rent for a house.
Well, but you got to pay rent. But does it make sense the landlord would fork over $2,000 or the tenant without getting a receipt?
I'm not really sure.
What do you say?
I think he should get a receipt because he doesn't have any proof if he paid or no.
That is the best mustache I've seen in about 3 years.
Oh, thank you very much.
Where are you from?
France.
That's a French mustache. Oh, that's a French mustache. Wow. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
According to you, do you have any proof that you gave her $500 for appliances?
See, I got the receipt.
Well, that doesn't show you gave her $500 for appliances. This shows that she paid Atlantic Design $500 for appliances,
But
right?
she says she's going to deliver it to me, so that means...
Well, yeah, but you might have to deliver it to you because you're supposed to rent a place with appliances. Did the appliances ever get delivered?
No.
Okay.
Still not there now.
Okay. Interesting. What are you doing for refrigeration and all that stuff? Why would you pay $750 for a place that doesn't have a kitchen? Where is this? Brooklyn?
Yes.
It's tough in Brooklyn, right?
I thought I'd do everything possible. I'd give her the $500, give her the $1,500.
Why would you hand $500 to somebody, $1,500 to somebody, and not have a receipt?
She says she's a friend. We supposed to
but
have been friends.
those are the people I want to be able to keep as friends. So if I do business with a family member, which I don't, I get a receipt. If I do business with a friend, I get a receipt because I don't want to lose a friend. But no matter what, $2,000 you're saying comes out of your hand into someone's hand, you have zero proof of it. It doesn't matter because as far as the rent and security, she has a right to collect rent and security, so you wouldn't get that back. But as far as the appliances, all I need you to do is show me that you gave her $500. She denies it. Frankly, to be honest with you, I don't trust either one of you. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm trusting her and not trusting you. I don't trust either one of you. Both of you will say whatever you need to say to try to advance your position. But that leaves me in the position where I either need a witness, I need a text, I need an email, I need a receipt, I need something. Because you come into court and you say, hey, I paid her $500 for appliances, I didn't get him. And the only proof you have is proof that she's supposed to bring appliances in, which is also the condition of things if she's just your landlord, which is what you say, and is supposed to provide appliances. So I'm sorry, but you don't have sufficient proof to have me order her to give you back $500, much less the rent and the security. Verdict for the defendant.
So, because of lack of evidence, the plaintiff loses his case. You heard what the judge said, Mr. Dan. She can get you out,
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You worried?
No, I'm not worried. I just find somewhere else to go.
Well, you learned a valuable lesson.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yes.
But seriously, you heard the judge said she can get you out. So,
okay.
Take note, okay?
Yeah.
Be on guard.
All right.
Okay. Here comes Ms. Dean. Well, Ms. Dean, you got some good advice from the judge. You know that?
Yes, I did.
She helped
Notice
you.
to evict. I got to write that down.
Yeah, you got to make note of that.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, good luck. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, so I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. Never, ever, 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 ever hand over money to somebody, cash, without getting a receipt. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, George Sturzlecki. He says he brought his dog Bobby to the defendant, a veterinarian, whose only goal in life is to make money and to take advantage of pet owners in distress about the health of their dogs. That's right, this guy overcharged him for things that the dog didn't need. He went to another vet who was fantastic, and he's seeking the return of the $3,000 he's owed by this quack vet. This is the defendant, Dr. Nicholas Valenti. He says the plaintiff brought his dog in for a leg problem, and he told him he'd have to put him under to x-ray him and for blood work. The poor dog had a bowling ball-sized tumor on his knee. He was concerned it may be cancer, did an exam, and then the guy went to another vet. He did everything by the book. Turns out he was correct in his assessment because the dog did in fact have cancer, and he owes this ungrateful guy nothing. He's accused of overcharging.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant's a heartless vet who did things to the dog that the dog didn't need, but the defendant says the plaintiff is upset because of the diagnosis, which was correct. It's the case of I'll be doggone.
Thank you, Douglas. Mr. Strelecki? Tell me how to do it right.
Strzelecki.
Oh, that's not what happened. Strelecki. Sir, all right, you are suing Animal Urgent and Wellness Care, represented by Dr. Nicholas Valenti. You're the veterinarian?
Yes.
For $3,000, $375 money you paid them, and the rest of it for aggravation and loss of time. What happened?
My dog, which I have a picture, this is just this winter, he started limping, and it's an American Bulldog.
Okay, can I see
It's a very
the
healthy
picture?
dog, 80 pounds.
Let me see the picture.
And, okay.
Uh-huh.
This winter, I saw him start limping. I'm in the dental business for 40 years in this country, so my ex-wife died of cancer, and he was started limping, and I was afraid that he has a broken leg or something, maybe a concussion. And we had some customers in the office. There was a veterinarian who told me he has probably concussion or muscle fatigue. That's what I figured it out. And so I tried to make an appointment with the veterinarians. I did appointment in the winter.
Can we stop a second? When do you take your dog over there?
April 25.
And the limp had been going on since when? Since January?
Since January, he was limping
but it got
a little
worse
bit.
In March?
Through the March, yes.
Okay, I know you love your dog very much. Can I ask you a question? Why didn't you bring your dog in sooner?
That's what I had this.
So was it the money?
No, it's not the money. It's not the money. It wasn't so bad, you know. I mean, limping doesn't mean I didn't know what's happening.
Limping is evidence of a problem. That's the problem.
There is a problem. But,
and in fact, what ended up happening is that you learned later that your dog has cancer.
I didn't know that he had a cancer. I thought there was a concussion. He even was a little bit better. You know, winter he stays at home. He doesn't run too much.
So you brought your dog over to him in April, and what happens?
I asked him to find out what it is. I pay him for the visit, but it was a reasonable fee. I believe it was $60 or $80 or something like that for the visit. And then they say they cannot make an X-ray because the doctor told me this is his clinic. He makes the rules over here. He cannot make an X-ray. You have to put the dog asleep next day or a couple of days after. But instead, he made a blood work, which charged me $400.
Okay, stop a second. Doctor, will you explain to me what he's trying to say? Apparently you have a policy that you have to put the dog under to do the X-ray.
Yes.
Why is that?
Okay. Any dog that's old, has problems, is going to have X-rays done, especially that he wanted confirmation that that dog had a tumor. And I told him before even we did this that I was 95% sure that this was a tumor. I can't be 100%. He wanted a diagnostic interpretation. I told him we would take X-rays. When he first called, he said what was going on, and I thought it was an ACL tear. I told him, and especially with that, the dog needs to be sedated to feel the leg and manipulate the leg. Because of the size of the dog,
How big was the dog?
The dog's an 80-pound dog. Because the dog had what I would assume was a tumor the size of almost a bowling ball.
It's not really a bowling ball. A bowling ball is this big.
No, this was big. This was
big. How big was it really?
I'm going to say the knee was like that.
The knee was like that? Did anybody take pictures?
No, because we didn't know we would come to this, so I would have taken pictures.
Go ahead.
So I told him that's what I thought. I said we'd do blood work today. He was told on the phone the day before that, when he made the appointment, that blood work would be required. He would then.
Okay, so you bring the dog in. So the rule in your clinic is blood work first to make sure that the dog can be anesthetized?
Yes, for help. safety.
Okay, so now he tells you these are my rules, and you don't take your dog elsewhere. You go ahead and let the dog have the blood work. So why are you suing? That was your decision.
I'm suing because my decision was to make an X-ray right away. There was an emergency visit. I really wanted.
Right, but then he told you I don't do that. The way I do it is I do blood work.
The way you do it,
and then you found another place that after the blood work. I'm sorry, I need you to listen to me.
All right.
So do veterinarians sometimes take advantage of pet owners?
I think that they do. We don't really know about our animals, and so they try to take advantage because we love them.
Fair point. Going inside the courtroom.
After the blood work, but before the X-ray, you found a different place, and that different place said, we'll hold your dog down. We won't even anesthetize your dog. And that's fine, okay, if that's what you want to do, and that's fine. Now, as it turns out, they found a tumor. No matter what, you were going to need blood work, so let's, but putting that to a side, why would I order him to pay you, when you paid him $375, why would I order him to pay you $3,000? Because he has a certain protocol that he follows, and he told you about it. It's not like he lied to you. If you don't like his protocol and you don't want to pay for a blood test, don't have it.
No, he has a must to take a blood test.
Well, only if you want to do the X-ray with him. That's how he does it.
And I didn't even have the.
Apparently, you found another place pretty quickly.
And I did not have
How
the
long
result.
did it take you to find another place?
In the same day.
Same day.
I was upset.
What happened is you have buyer's remorse. You went to a place. He told you, this is what I'm selling. This is how I sell it. You said, I'll buy it. And then later on, you found out, darn it, I could have gotten away with not buying it. And now you have buyer's remorse. That's not how it works. If you contract him to do something and he does it, why would I make him return the fee to you?
I didn't look for it. I was afraid that I'm going to have to put, because he gave me also estimate, which I have it here.
Okay. Tell me about your doggie. How's your doggie doing? What's your doggie's name?
Bobby. He's doing fine right now. And I found on the way home.
Did your dog lose its leg?
I was about to come back.
Did your dog lose its leg?
He looks his leg, yes.
So now he's a three-legged dog.
He's three-legged dog.
Did they get it all? Did they get all the cancer?
They got it all. They got the picture right away. The doctor, there is a
Look at me.
veterinarian.
My dog had cancer this summer.
Right.
My dog has half a tongue.
Right.
She has a snake tongue now. That's what we always say in our house.
Right.
She's alive, and they got it all.
Yeah.
You have a very sympathetic judge. I'm so glad that your dog's life was saved. But I kind of can't believe you're here on this lawsuit.
No, I just want to tell you what
I don't want to hear any more of what you got to say. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that Bobby finally got to a doctor to treat what needed treating. And I am not going to order a man who told you, I first have a blood test, I do it this way, and this is what I charge, and you said, okay. And then he does the job.
No, I didn't
I'm
say
not
okay.
going to order him to return the money he earned for the job, much less 10 times that amount. Verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Thank you.
Well, the plaintiff fails to prove his case here. Mr. Strzelecki, what do you think about what the judge just told you?
The judges may be right, but she didn't listen to everything what I had to say.
What more could you have said? You know, you knew up front what it was going to cost you.
No, I didn't know what he said. I must to do it. He says, I must to do it. He forced me to do it. It's a dirty and nasty office. And that nurse over here is very, very arrogant people. That's why I left the office. But I was afraid I'm going to have to put in this prices. He gave me estimated.
Well,
the judge didn't want to
the
take a
judge
look
heard
on it.
all your testimony.
I would have spent $9,000. I don't have it with this guy. And I have the other doctor. I found.
I'm sorry, sir.
On the way home.
I'm sorry.
On the way home, that I was upset. I just saw the sign clinic, and the guy did the picture right away. X-ray what I wanted.
You didn't listen to the judge carefully.
And I paid only $900 instead of $9,000 to this guy. I probably would have to put the dog asleep, which I wouldn't do it. Another thing is, he says,
sir, we're out of time. You got to go sign some documents. Okay. Good luck. I don't know, doctor. He's very upset, but he just doesn't understand. You know, the judge certainly spelled it out for him.
No, that's the truth. He doesn't understand. It's sad, and we never charged him $9,000 or quote him a price for surgery.
I know.
He's upset. He made the choice. He signed papers, agreed to it. I didn't force anything down. And my tech was not rude to him. My business manager wasn't rude to him.
Very good.
So we did the job.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Does this happen very often?
Today you have to write everything down and have everything in written because that's the only way to prove yourself.
No kidding.
And, that's what we do. I really thank you for.
Good for you. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Very good advice from him, Harvey. What do you think?
Doug, fact is that a vet can do whatever is medically necessary, and that is exactly what this vet did.
Don't text and drive. People's Court is a Ralph Edwards Stu Willett production.